Press the bell icon on the YouTube app to never miss a video from News Laundry.
Sources have told us that India has conducted surgical strikes 2.0 on Pakistan. We have bombed. Yes, we bombed Pakistanis. Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? We've bombed them. We've killed 300 terrorists. No, we've killed 400. Reliable sources are telling me we've killed 400. No, wait. Highly placed sources are saying 500. 500 killed. But more highly placed sources saying it's Badla. It's Badla. It's bloody Badla.
Hello,
Badla.
hi Manisha, hi, I am recording from the location right now. As you can see, I am recording from extremely difficult conditions. I can see Balakot right now, it's deep inside Pakistan, but I can see it. It was raining fire, there was fire everywhere. It was Badla all the way, and my sources are just telling me that 800 terrorists are dead. 800 terrorists are dead.
Wait, but wait. My producer told me it just may be 8,000, Meghnad. 8,000 terrorists killed. My sources have confirmed that your sources are incorrect.
Manisha, we have the same producer. I can hear him too. He just said 800.
We'll head back into a short break, after which Meghnad and I will be back in military fatigues, giving you the same news from war room type looking place. Because when we don't have new information, we change the location and give you old information. India!
ये क्या हो रहा है?
पाकिस्तान से बदला ले रहे हैं, उनकी नाक में दम कर रहे हैं.
फिलहाल आप सिर्फ अपने व्यूअर्स की नाक में दम कर रहे हो.
But advertisers are very happy.
That's the problem. Because when the advertiser pays, the advertiser is served, and when the public pays, the public is served. So if you want news to serve public interest and be halfway sensible and not serve some advertiser eyeball metric, you got to pay to keep news free.
You got to pay to keep news free. India. There's news, there's sense, and there's nuisance. This show is all about that last bit. This past week has been intense for India. In the last episode, we spoke about how Indian media wanted badla after the Pulwama attacks. In this episode, we'll talk of how the media got its badla.
क्या हो गया? माँ मर गई? माँ मर गई तुम्हारी?
That was GD Bakshi being classy as ever, the perfect ambassador for the army. Not. On February 26th at around 3 in the morning, the Indian Air Force conducted airstrikes in Balakot, Pakistan. The target of the strikes was the Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorist training camp. Bas, fir kya tha? TV studio guys gave us their bestest, most jingoistic performance ever.
भारत माता की, भारत माता की, भारत माता की, ये जोश है समय हिंदुस्तान का. ये तस्वीरें पाकिस्तान में जानी चाहिए क्योंकि हम और आप दोनों जानते हैं कि जी न्यूज बॉर्डर पर बहुत क्लोजली मॉनिटर किया जा रहा है इस समय.
Any other nation, you know, Arnab, what they would have been saying? Ye dil mange more. We want more.
You know, it really would be straight out of a fiction novel if a Pakistani F-16 jet scrambles from whichever airbase in Pakistan and Indian air defense takes it down. That would really be the icing on the cake.
पाकिस्तान को घर में घुसकर मारा. मसूद अजहर का खानदान खल्लास.
हिंदुस्तान के हर चैनल को ये भाषा बोलनी पड़ी. खून का बदला.
Tonight, our forces are celebrating the strike as India says in one voice. We want more.
Message is to Pakistan, how's the Josh? Or should I say, how's the Jaish?
When we salute our Air Force pilots, we also salute the political will in this country.
हम न्यूक्लियर पावर है, हम यूज करेंगे. आप क्यों नहीं करते? क्या देश इतना कमजोर है? अरे भाई, छोटा सा मुल्क अगर 1945 में जापान अगर इस चीज को एब्जॉर्ब कर सकता है, तो भारत तो बहुत मजबूत.
ये दिल मांगे मोर.
हैं? What did you just say?
हम न्यूक्लियर पावर है, हम यूज करेंगे. आप क्यों नहीं करते? क्या देश इतना कमजोर है? अरे भाई, छोटा सा मुल्क अगर 1945 में जापान अगर इस चीज को एब्जॉर्ब कर सकता है, तो भारत तो बहुत मजबूत. मैं तो ये कह रहा हूं.
Now, that's a defense expert tells us something about the kind of characters that are passed off as defense experts. But then again, when Sohail Seth and the Poonawalla brothers are political analysts, TV viewers have already absorbed more than a nuclear bomb's worth of mind-numbing radioactive toxicity. Responding to a terrorist act in India with a cross-border strike is a new and tougher approach in India's Pak policy. And it's something worth noting. But that's not what the anchors decided to highlight. Instead, they came up with crazy numbers.
300 से ज़्यादा आतंकी ढेर हुए हैं.
Over 245 terrorists have been neutralized.
200 से 300 दहशतगर्दों के मारे जाने की खबर.
200 to 300 terrorists have been killed.
At least 300 Pakistani terrorists have been eliminated.
200 से 300 आतंकवादियों का खात्मा कर दिया गया है.
325 फिदाईन्स plus 25 commanders were killed. 300 से ज्यादा आतंकी मारे गए हैं.
300, 400, 600 टेररिस्ट मारा. और ये इंफॉर्मेशन आई कहां से?
सूत्र कहते हैं.
न्यूज एंकर्स ऑल्सो टोल्ड अस कि हमने मसूद अजहर को मार दिया, उसके पूरे खानदान को खल्लास कर डाला. #winning.
मसूद अजहर का साला यूसुफ अजहर भी इस हमले में मारा गया है.
मौलाना अम्मार और तलहा सैफ ये भाई हैं मसूद अजहर के, ये भी मारे गए हैं.
Masood Azhar's brother-in-law, the man who masterminded the IC-814 hijacking dating back to 1999, is one of those eliminated.
और ये इंफॉर्मेशन कहां से आई?
I'm not saying this, the government is saying it.
It's just so simple. Attach the word sources to any unconfirmed nonsense and blame it on the sources. Here's a reality check journalist. Sometimes sources feed you information they want out there, which they can later deny, after which you end up looking like a fool. We didn't really have to work too hard on figuring out who these sources could be.
अमित शाह ने कहा है कि पीएम मोदी की सरकार ने पुलवामा हमले के 13वें दिन एयर स्ट्राइक किया और 250 से ज्यादा आतंकियों को मार गिराया.
And how did Amit Shah know?
Why did Amit Shah have to say 250 people are killed? Does he have any information that the Air Force or the country doesn't have?
Well, so Mr. Amit Shah is not entitled to make an intelligent guess, and Article 19(1) and Article 19(2) freedom of speech and expression doesn't apply to him. Is that the prerogative of the others?
Intelligent guess. And of course, this is a freedom of expression issue. बेटा नलिन, बेटा अमित, 2 + 2 क्या होता है?
250, 300.
No, maths में fail.
Madam, what about my freedom of expression? Madam ने मेरा freedom of expression छीन लिया.
Oh. No wonder BJP doesn't get what freedom of expression is. While politicians and journalists were busy banding unsubstantiated numbers, here's what the Air Vice Marshal R.G.K. Kapoor said on the casualty figure.
Can we give any numbers, any approximate numbers of the terrorists who have been killed there?
There is fairly credible evidence with us which proves that there was damage to the camps. The weapons hit the intended target and they caused the damage that was intended. However, it will be premature to say that what is the number of casualties we have been able to inflict on those camps and what is the number of deaths.
Well played, sir. Well played.
It will be premature.
समझदार के लिए इशारा ही काफी है. Immature would be the right word to describe much of the media like this आज तक anchor.
पाकिस्तान के बालाकोट में पहुंचे 4 बजे पहला हमला होता है. ये हमला हुआ इस तरह से और तबाह बर्बाद किया. उसके बाद मुजफ्फराबाद और फिर चकोटी.
Why आज तक? Why? A day after India conducted its airstrikes, Pakistan violated India's airspace in the Rajouri sector in Jammu and Kashmir. One of our Indian Air Force pilots, Wing Commander Abhinandan Vartaman, who thwarted the Pakistani offensive, ejected outside the LOC and was held captive in Pakistan for close to 2 days. Pakistan decided to return him as a peace gesture, not before making it a spectacle at the border and flouting the Geneva Convention by making a video of his. After this, it was ABP News ka turn to turn it into a spectacle. Pakistan did it for PR, ABP News did it for TRP.
कहानी हिंदुस्तान के हीरो विंग कमांडर अभिनंदन की है. उनके उस खतरनाक मिशन की है जिसके अंजाम ने पूरे पाकिस्तान को हिलाकर रख दिया है।
Imagine you're held captive in enemy country. You have faced 48 hours of sheer trauma. There's all sorts of pressure on you. They torture you to extract information. Before you come back home, you've made to go through grueling paperwork. And when you come back home, you switch on the telly thinking, let's see what the news channels of the nation that I fought for are doing. And you see this.
ये भारत है या पाकिस्तान? भारत है। भारत माता की जय। भारत माता की जय। मेरी पीठ में चोट लगी है। शायद मेरी बैक टूट गई। मेरा नाम विंग कमांडर अभिनंदन है और मैं एक फ्लाइंग पायलट हूं।
If it were me, I'd be like, wow, this is what I fought for. Wing Commander Abhinandan's return had anchors stationed at the Wagah border giving mindless commentary from 11 in the morning to 9 at night.
जी रोमाना, मौसम बहुत सर्द है, तेज हवाएं भी चल रही हैं, बारिश कभी हो रही है, कभी रुक जा रही है, लेकिन लोगों के हौसले बुलंद है, लोगों का इंतजार जो है वो अब भी जारी है, लोग इंतजार कर रहे हैं। उनका कहना है कि हमारे जवान सरहद पे गोलियां खा सकते हो, तो क्या हम बारिश में उनका इंतजार नहीं कर सकते? लेकिन इस बीच में वाघा पर हिंदुस्तानियों का जोश इतना है कि आवाज 23 किलोमीटर दूर लाहौर के पार जा रही है, ये तो तय है। और देखिए विमान से अपने दर्शकों को हम दिखा रहे हैं कैसे एम्बुलेंस वहां पर पहुंची हुई है अटारी।
Wing Commander Abhinandan there, being received on the Indian side. The protocol is now over. Gauravarya, what's going on? Tell our viewers right now. You see the visuals of the Wing Commander there right now on your screen.
Absolutely, Arnab. He is flanked by Pakistanis. He's flanked by Pakistanis. They're going to get him, and then this exchange will take place near the administrative building, which is manned by the BSF at the zero line, Arnab. Bang at the zero line. He's going to be brought there, and then this entire process of documentation will start. You can clearly see the Pakistani flag, Arnab. You can clearly see the Pakistani flag. These are live visuals, and these are possibly Pak Rangers. These are possibly. I cannot. No.
ऐसा माना जा रहा है कि जो एक गाड़ी यहाँ से गुजरी है वो एयरफोर्स की गाड़ी थी। हालांकि इतनी तेजी में तस्वीरें निकली हैं कि इन्हें डाइसेक्ट करके देखना पड़ेगा कि किस गाड़ी में कौन मौजूद था। हालांकि गाड़ी में हमें एक छोटा बच्चा और कुछ ऑफिशियल्स जरूर नजर आए हैं। पूजा, इस तस्वीर का इंतजार अब तो 50 घंटे से भी ज्यादा हो गए। जब भारत का शेर उनकी टेरिटरी में गया था तो 50 घंटे से भी ज्यादा हो गए और इसीलिए लोग बहुत ज्यादा उतावले हो रहे हैं।
Arnab and friends were mighty excited.
Watch the tricolors today fly and flutter, and let it be sounded. Let it sink in this country that with Wing Commander Abhinandan back in this country, with this resolve of 1 billion bound together, this will now be the beginning for the enemies of this great nation. Fly and flutter in this country, bound together.
Flutter together, resolve. Who talks like that? Could Arnab be copying a drill sergeant? Yes, sir. Right, sir. Or was he imitating this guy?
Not wholly or in full measure, but very substantially. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom.
No way, Arnab. You didn't do that. So we understand that one tends to get breathless when excited, just like Arnab and Nehru. But the thing is, Nehru was excited because India had got its independence. And Arnab is excited because he has G. Bakshi in his studio.
Mr. Bakshi.
Say my 2 pennies worth.
Mr. Bakshi. Sir, can I please speak, sir? Or would like to speak before
General
me?
Bakshi, not Mr. Bakshi, General Bakshi. GD Bakshi,
General
wait.
Bakshi.
Okay, he's got angry, but anyway, please continue. We'll get him back.
By the way, there's a new entry to Arnab's news theatrics. Along with Big Boss GD Bakshi and sidekick Major Gauravarya, we now have a new general.
Is a false thought, is a false impression that he expects India, that there will be peace now and business as usual.
Nishan does say something. Nishan.
That should not be allowed.
Nishan, these people.
We should not allow.
No, these people
this
say.
particular handing
One
over.
second. Jel Cherry, thank you.
But obviously, he's not made it to the elite theatrics level yet to get a free run on Arnab's show because he was being cut off a lot by Arnab. He's there, but just not quite ready yet. You see, to get the free run in the news theatrics genre, your delivery has to be perfected. Observe.
The kind of statements that it is fair game for the Pakistan army to hit the Indian army in retaliation for an attack on the Jaish-e-Mohammed. It is fair game. It doesn't matter. Oh, army men get killed. Who cares? Who cares? We bloody well care, okay? And we will take revenge for every boy that even gets us
That is the worry,
scratched.
General Bakshi. That is the worry.
For every boy
Because you don't
that you
care
inject
people getting
with
killed.
sodium pentothal.
For your political interest, that's the point. That's why we have always wanted that this.
अबे आवाज सुनिए अपनी.
There must not be any escalation.
समझ नहीं आया? We have a demo for you.
To get this right, you have to start off really calm and slow and lull the unsuspecting audience into a false sense of security that the discussion they're watching may have kind of borderline sanity, or it may be a slightly sensible discussion.
And then fucking suddenly go insane and fuckers, I'm gonna kill you, Anam! कितना है सबका खून पी जाऊंगा and थूको थूको ले ले पकड़ी संभाल जट्टा पकड़ी संभाल तरक दिखता ना okay.
That's how it's done.
Thanks, Abhinandan, for that fucking insane demo. The most disgraceful part of this entire saga, though, was the BJP and its proxies deflecting questions aimed at them for their irresponsible utterances to the armed forces.
कि सैन्य कार्रवाई का सबूत मांगने वालों को क्या देशद्रोही कहा जाएगा?
Will you drag the Indian Air Force into it? Are you calling the Indian Air Force liars? And is Modi wrong in therefore saying that somewhere, because of your hatred for Modi, you have gone to a point where you now are unable to discriminate between your hatred for Modi and national interest?
कल तक जो टुकड़े टुकड़े गैंग आजादी मांग रहा था, वो आजकल सबूत मांग रहा है.
You want to dive into the politics. I'm sick of it. Anand Ranganathan, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of people sitting here and questioning the valor of our forces, asking them to satisfy the moribund intellectual curiosity of certain people in the opposition. And I'm also sick and tired of people doubting the integrity of our men in uniform.
Are you a part of this narrative that is trying to belittle our armed forces? Are you any of you in this room subscribing to what Rahul Kanwar here is saying, trying to belittle our Indian armed forces and trying to prove them that they are lying? Is that what your intention is, Rahul? I wonder where this world is, where this country is going if we're going to have this kind of thinking also.
It's not very difficult to understand that questioning the BJP and its spokespersons does not amount to questioning the army or the integrity or the honor or the valor of the armed forces. And if that's what you're suggesting, then you're either phenomenally dim or you're phenomenally manipulative and disrespectful to the army you claim to stand up for. This was the most easy trope to have been called out, but very few proxies or anchors did it, except this one.
Minister, neither me nor anybody else sitting here needs any lesson in nationalism and patriotism from you or from anybody else. And this is not a simplistic binary. It's not as if we don't believe you, we are anti-national.
Not me. It's the Army and the Air Force.
No,
I have not said anything.
Sir, the Army and the Air Force haven't said anything. They haven't said that they took down 300, 400 targets. We had Sambit Patra from the BJP first say 300, then he said 400. I am now beginning to wonder whether there is need to demonstrate evidence. That's the question. Nobody is questioning the army. A question to a BJP minister doesn't become a question to the Indian Army minister.
Good show, Mr. Kanwar. But at the same time, also think how it got to a stage where a minister can question the integrity or duty of a journalist simply for asking a question in such a manner. You let it come to this. As for Mr. Piyush Goyal, please get this straight. Questioning you and your government is not the same as questioning the army. You are not the army, and it's time you stopped using the armed forces as a shield to fight your political battles. They're capable and they're already fighting India's battles. Let's not belittle what they really stand for some petty political brownie points. Please remember, Mr. Goyal, that you and your government are not India. You're just part of an elected government like Manmohan Singh was, Vajpayee was, Rajiv Gandhi was, and he was, and she was, and he was, and he was, and even him. All of them should have been questioned. The only difference is that we don't want to ask them questions 70 years after their death. That's all the nuisance we have for you this week. We'll be back next week. Till then, stay mad. That's the only way. Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you liked it, please don't forget to subscribe to News Laundry's YouTube channel, and please don't forget to subscribe to newslaundry.com. Please log on to our website, subscribe. We need your money to stay afloat. Thank you all also a lot for your nuisance police submissions. We love them. Thank you so much.
पगड़ी संभालो जट्टा, पगड़ी संभालो.